Good day, significant viewers, and welcome to another exciting class with Mr. Simplicity. Today we'll be looking at matrices. Matrices is simply the plural of matrix. Okay, in linear algebra, matrix is one aspect that you need to know as a math student. So we're going to start by looking at addition and subtraction of matrices. So we know that anything that is arranged in rows and columns, take for example, if we have something like this is a matrix, okay? And a matrix is usually named by capital letter. So I can say capital letter A equal to this, okay? So in this matrix, this is the first row and this is the second row, row 1 and row 2. So when they say elements are arranged in rows and columns, this is what they mean by the rows. And these are the columns. Column 1, column 2. So the horizontal arrangement represents the rows, while the vertical arrangement represents the columns. Okay? And we have different types of matrices depending on the number of elements they have. And the number of elements is described by the order. The order tells us how many rows and how many columns a matrix have. Okay? A matrix is usually represented by the m by n order. Okay, so if I say a 4 by 2 matrix, I simply means a matrix which m is 4, n is 2, and m represents the number of rows, while n represents the number of columns. Is that okay? So in this particular matrix, this is a 2 by 2 matrix, and it is referred to as a square matrix. Is that okay? So this is a 2 by 2 matrix. So actually what we want to achieve today is to see how we can add matrix. So a few things you need to have in mind when you are adding a matrix. Okay, so to be able to add two matrices, this condition must be met. The condition say for addition and subtraction to be possible between two or more matrices, sorry, this ought to be matrices, they must be of the same order. That means you can only add a 2 by 2 matrix to a 2 by 2 matrix, a 3 by 2 matrix to a 3 by 2 matrix, a 4 by 3 matrix to a 4 by 3 matrix. If the order are not the same, addition is not possible. So this is one important condition you need to know before you go about adding or subtracting a matrix. Let's assume we are giving an example on matrix. It says given the matrices below, A equals to matrix of 2, 3, 7, 2, and B equals to matrix of elements 2, minus 1, 9, and 14. Find number 1, A plus B, and number 2, B minus A. So when you see a problem like this, it just needs to go down and take the matrices A plus B, which means your matrix A, which is 2, 3, 7, 2, plus your matrix B, which is 2 minus 1, 9, 14. Okay? So in addition and subtraction of matrices, you consider corresponding elements. The first year plus the first year. That's the first element in the first matrix plus the first element in the second matrix. And 2 plus 2. That's what we mean by adding the first two elements in each matrix. You do that for the second element, we have 3 plus minus 1. And next we have 7 plus 9. And finally we have 2 plus 14. So when you add up, you are going to have 2 plus 2, 4. Plus minus is minus. So we have 3 minus 1, 2. 7 plus 9 is 16. And 2 plus 14 is 16. So you can see it's that straightforward. That is why the order of a matrix must be the same, or the order of two or more matrices must be the same before they can be added together or subtracted from each other. Okay, so let's look at the second question. The second question says B minus A. which is the matrix B, which is 2 minus 1, 9, 14, minus the matrix A, which is 2, 3, 7, 2. So the approach is similar. This time around we have minus, so we'll be subtracting corresponding value. So the first will be 2 minus 2. And next is minus 1 minus 3. Then we have 9 minus 7. And then we have 14 minus 2. Okay? So from here, if I simplify further, 2 minus 2 is what? Minus 1 minus 3 is 9 minus 7 is, and 14 minus 2 is. So we have succeeded in subtracting A from B. So this is what it means to add and subtract a matrix. So we're going to use 3 by 3 matrices as in our next example. So let's look at it together. So let's take a look at this example. In this example, we have two 3 by 3 matrices. The first one is matrix S, which contains 9 elements altogether: 1, 5, minus 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 2, and 3. And we have matrix T, also containing 9 elements. So they are both 3 by 3 matrices. So they want us to subtract to find S minus T and T plus S. So let's look for S minus T. So solution, S minus T simply means matrix S 1, 3, 7, 5, 4, 2, minus 2, 6, 3, minus matrix T. Matrix T simply contains 0, 2, 0, 5, minus 1, 4, 4, minus 2, 3, 2. So the same vein, we are going to subtract corresponding value. So we have 1 minus 2 and 5 minus 0, minus 2 minus 5, and then the second row we have 3 minus minus 1, 4 minus 4, 6 minus 4, and then the third row we have 7 minus minus 2, and then 2 minus 3, and finally 3 minus 2. So if we simplify everything we have here, the first one says 1 minus 2, that will give us minus 1. 5 minus 0 will give us 5. Minus 2 minus 5 will give us minus 7. 3 minus minus 1, minus minus is plus, so that will give us 4. 4 minus 4 is 0. 6 minus 4 is 2. Minus minus plus, so that will give us 9. 2 minus 3 is minus 1. And 3 minus 2 is 1. So that's the answer to the first question in this example. Okay? So the second question says T plus S. What this means is matrix T, which is 2, 0, 5, minus 1, 4, 4, minus 2, 3, 2, plus matrix S, which is 1, 5, minus 2, 3, 4, 6, and 7, 2, 3. So we're going to add corresponding values. In adding the corresponding values, we are going to be left with 2 plus 1, 0 plus 5, 5 plus minus 2. Then the second row will be minus 1 plus 3, 4 plus 4, and 4 plus 6. The third row will be minus 2 plus 7, 3 plus 2, and then 2 plus 3. And when you add all this up, the first will be 3, second will be 5, The third plus minus is minus, that will be 3. Minus 1 plus 3 will be 2. 4 plus 4 will be 8. Then the next is 10. Then we have 5, 5, and 5. So this is what we mean by addition and subtraction of a matrix. I hope you enjoyed the class. Please do well to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for your time today.